So guys, this is the part 2 of the recent video about the Mazda 6 which had the oil pressure problems. So let me switch the camera, turn it around and show you our findings, what we found with the, what's wrong with the, not what's wrong with the car, but what we think has been done to the car. But before that, let me show you our newest idea, what we came up with, or better said, what them came up with. So basically this is the map of the UK. We marked ourselves, put a pin where we are, Linkfield, Surrey, and we put a pin for everybody who visits us, even who visited us. So if you visited us already before and you want a pin for yourself on the map, leave a comment down below or reach out to me on Messenger or text me on my phone number and we will do it so. But as you can see, we already put a few, but now back to the car. So as I mentioned earlier, we thought, or we had a guess, that the strainer was replaced and the problem came back because what we've seen that the oil pan has been removed because of the new silicone sealant, which wasn't the original what Mazda uses, and then found that there were double washers. So usually you need two O-rings, sorry, not washers, two O-rings, rubber O-rings for the oil pump, which they go there, but instead of two they had four. So they done the job somewhat right because they had good intentions to replace the rubber O-rings, but they didn't remove the old ones. And as you can see, this one is pinched a tiny bit. This is the new, as you can see, it's still like looks new, like rubbery, flexible, and this is the old one. So basically now how we do it, we remove the oil pump with the balancer unit and remove the strainer from the pump. This is still the old strainer. If you want to have a look at it again, I don't know after what time or how long or how much time passed since the replacement of the strainer, but I guess, or I bet, it didn't last long. It came back quite quickly after that. Then just brought the parts we are replacing when we're doing the oil strainer job. As you can see, we use OEM Mazda parts. Here are
missing.
Oh, he said this was missing, so they didn't put it onto the oil feed line. So this is the part for the gasket, and you will need another two O-rings like those ones, and the part number for them is this one. And then obviously the strainer, we don't clean it, don't bother cleaning it, get it replaced. So then it's going to replace the strainer, put it on the pump, and put back the pump to the balancer unit, and it can go back to the car. So then have fitted the new oil strainer, and I just wanted to show you the bolts, which one you need to undo in order to separate the oil pump from the balancer unit. So 1, 2, 3, they are size 10, so the 10mm socket goes on them. And if you want to tighten them, the torque specs are the following: 25 Newton meters for the bolts. The sequence, there is a manual, I believe in the manual the sequence is the following: 1, 2, 3, but if you just tighten them to 25 Newton meters, it should be fine. It's not a big deal, but if you want to be precise, you can use the order. Now let's have a look from the top. Dan has already cleaned the cylinder head. He replaced extra two tappets because two were soft, so he could compress them. Here are the parts cleaned. We always clean them in the ultrasonic cleaner. So Dan is installing them, and then is going to fit the new camshaft to the rocker arms. Once that is done, he will connect this sprocket to the camshaft so he can tighten the bolt, and also once that is done, he'll need to leave the car so he can connect the oil pump sprocket to the oil pump, and then he can tighten the bolt as well. So let him work, do his job, and in the meanwhile I'm going to work on that blue CX-5, removing the parts for the carbon cleaning. So again, Dan has finished with putting the camshafts back and the rocker arms and the tappets, oil shower, tightening the bolts. Now he's preparing the valve cover. He will put silicone sealant into the corners here, over there where that timing cover meets the engine block or cylinder head, same here. And then he's going to fit the valve cover, tighten down the bolts, fit the injectors and the rest of the parts. And he's going to remove, because the owner gave us access, or he told we can go ahead with the carbon cleaning. So he's going to remove all these parts for the carbon cleaning, and also we're going to replace the drive belt because that is in terrible condition, as you can see. So yeah, let him do that. And once he will have these parts, the intake parts and the EGR parts off of the car, I'll show you how bad the carbon buildup is. So Dan had fitted the oil pump, as you can see, and what he's doing now, he's inserting a hammer in between the engine block and the con rod, and the reason being for that he can tighten the sprocket for the oil pump, as you can see, as he's doing it right now. It's supposed to be tightened to 130 Newton meters. And also, first he needed to put the top back together to connect the timing and everything, so he can tighten this bolt. And now it is done. As you can see, there are other two versions or like possibilities how you can do it. Either you have the proper tool which fits in here and you hold it against with one hand and with the other you tighten the bolt, or if you get a pulley holder tool and insert it into the main or a crankshaft pulley, then you can tighten the bolt the same way as well. But we find this one is the quickest, so we always use it. So the top is on, the valve cover I mean, as you can see, and the parts for the carbon cleaning, so intake manifold and EGR parts are removed. And as you can see, it is pretty bad, nasty, but no need to worry, it will be cleaned as just we used to clean them.